On Long Island, there's a brick laboratory with a missing tower. That tower was Nikola Tesla's Wardenclyffe project, a 187-foot wooden structure meant to help connect the world without wires. It never became the global station Tesla imagined. It did not send power around the planet. It never opened as a working transatlantic communications service. But, for a few years, it was one of the boldest bets in the new age of radio. In 1901, Tesla acquired roughly 200 acres near Shoreham, New York, from developer James S. Warden. The site sat near a railroad line, about 65 miles from New York City. Tesla planned a laboratory, a powerhouse, and a transmission tower there. He called the larger concept the World Wireless System. His first pitch was more practical than the legend that grew around it. Tesla wanted a station that could send wireless telegraph message across the Atlantic to London and to ships at sea. J.P. Morgan put up $150,000. In return, Morgan received a 51% interest in Tesla's radio patents as security. Construction began in summer of 1901. The brick laboratory and powerhouse were finished by February 1902. It was a 1.5-story building, about 95 feet by 95 feet. The architects were the firm McKim, Mead, and White. Stanford White worked on the laboratory side of the project, while William D. Crowe designed the tower. The tower was not steel. It was mostly wood, an octagonal base, walls braced inward, and a semicircular cupola at the top. Beneath it was a 120-foot well. Pipes and mains linked the underground work to the electrode above. Tesla thought the Earth itself could be part of this system. He hoped to use it to carry signals across the enormous distances. He also talked about telephony, images, broadcasts, and eventually wireless transmission of electrical energy. That was the vision. It was not a service that Wardenclyffe ever proved. While Tesla was building at Shoreham, Guglielmo Marconi was taking a much leaner route. On December 12, 1901, Marconi received a wireless signal across the Atlantic, from Cornwall, England, to Newfoundland. Marconi had demonstrated a transatlantic wireless link without anything like Tesla's giant tower and powerhouse. Investors could see a cheaper path to long-distance radio. Tesla did not shut Wardenclyffe down right away. He made the project bigger. By 1903, he was asking Morgan for more money, and explicitly included wireless power in the proposal. Morgan declined to make further advances. By then, the tower's wooden structure and electrode cupola were far enough along for local experiments. Contemporary reports described flashes between the tower and nearby poles, but the tower was still unfinished. The copper exterior sheathing planned for the cupola was never applied. While Wardenclyffe produced local electrical displays, it was not a finished global power network, and it did not become Tesla's operating transatlantic station. The money problem did not go away. Tesla could not secure enough new investment. By 1906, his workers had abandoned the site. Equipment was later removed after a judgment over machinery. In 1915, unable to keep up with the mortgages, Tesla signed over the property to Waldorf Astoria Intermedia. Then came the ending that made the site famous. In 1917, the Waldorf Astoria Corporation hired the Smiley Steel Company to dismantle the tower and sell it for scrap. They used dynamite to tear the tower down. The salvage only produced $1,750 above the cost of salvaging it. A story later circulated that the US government had destroyed Wardenclyffe because German spies were using it. The National Park Service calls that story false. The documented explanation is less cinematic: debt, foreclosure, and scrap. Now, the tower is gone. Its 90-foot octagonal stone and concrete foundation remains. The brick laboratory remains as well. The underground well may also survive, but it cannot be investigated. During the site's later use by photographic manufacturers, it became part of a chemical waste disposal area. It is now capped and monitored as a brownfield. In 2013, the Tesla Science Center acquired the site. 5 years later, Wardenclyffe Laboratory was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Tesla did not get the worldwide system he wanted, but the ruin is still a useful reminder of what Wardenclyffe really was. Not a suppressed machine that powered the world, but an unfinished and very expensive attempt to outrun the early radio age. If you want more radio history stories where the real record is stranger than the myth, subscribe and drop a comment. Was Wardenclyffe really a brilliant leap ahead of its time, or a project that grew too big to survive? Thanks. Bye.